Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 197 of the Strompcast. Thank you all for joining us. And today I've got my two Canadian brethren with me. Let me introduce you to them. First, the main man from the Six, I think. Danny, how are you today, man?
Not I think, it's a definite,
It's
baby.
a definite.
Getting over a cold, feeling good though. Sporting, also made me feel really good over this last little week since our last pod. Sun shining in the Six, baby. You know what I mean? Fantasy football's going off. But yeah, I'm feeling good, boys. Glad to be on again.
Good shit.
Yeah, good to have you, man. And the second Canadian, Richard, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm from the 613, so we're really not the six. We're like the discount six. I'm good. A couple big sporting wins last week. One to take us into the weekend and one to wrap up the weekend. Spoilers: I didn't get to watch the game yesterday. I had to listen to the relato on the way to Toronto to pick up someone at the airport. So I'm going to be very useless in analysis for that game. Just a heads up. But I watched the other game, so we're fine.
Fair enough. And I guess I'll be an honorary Canadian today. I'll just try and fit in.
Well, you guys colonized us first, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slang is the same as well, I'm pretty sure, right?
Facts. Yeah.
Just in Toronto. Toronto slang is basically just UK slang.
Yeah. We used to worship the same queen until, R.I.P. Lizzie.
Yeah.
The game's a game.
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But yeah, and Chris unfortunately can't be with us today. He's playing a game, so shout out to Chris. Hopefully you do well. But make sure to follow him there as well. Make sure to follow us on all things Alvalade, especially if you want to get your questions read out on this podcast. We like to answer them. And of course, just general feedback, and of course, sporting transfer rumors, gossip, and everything in between, including some great memes that we put up as well. Make sure to follow us on there, and of course, on Instagram, on Spotify, and where all your good podcasts are from. Without further ado, let's get into the game. We'll start off with the most recent one, and that was Sporting versus Rio Ave, a 2-0 win for Sporting, and the lineup is as follows. We've got Adan in goal, Coates, Ignacio Diamonde, who came off with an injury, Esgaio, Nuno Santos, Morita, Hulmand, Edwards, Paulinho, and Pedro Gonçalves. Off the bench came Daniel Bragança, Trincao, Jenny Mateo Torres, and Neto. Danny, I'll start with you. What were your overall opinion on this game?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm also just looking through goal point. This might be one of the few times I agree with goal point. Minus the 4.4 on Diamande. That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways,
a little bit of a maneuver.
Yeah, I don't think it was that bad at all.
Pedro Gonçalves is a bit too high for me.
5.9. Yeah, if he gets a 5.7, Isgaio might be a little too low for me, bro. But no, solid game from us. A little worried coming into it because there was no Gyökeres, where Amorim kind of hinted at it just the night before at the press conference, saying that he was a doubt. He then later on said, on the post-match, he mentioned how whenever there's any sort of doubt, like even if he's on the bench, he'd rather, he basically gives the 11 before the game, the night before the game. So moving forward, we now know, like, if there's ever a doubt in, like, the press conferences ever made, expect them not to start, which isn't good for Amorim, because if I can pick that up, I think other coaches can pick that up. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, it didn't matter because Paulinho balled out this game. I think GM posted, I seen it just a few hours ago. GM posted like Paulinho's highlights. I think you retweeted it, Sam.
Paulinho and Morita.
He never hit retweet on it. Okay. So quick in his life, probably.
No, but I think Sam hit their quote tweet with like I've always been here, or I've never doubted him, or
yeah. So I replied like
now or
some shit like that. I was here.
So I replied like 3 years later, and I was like, buy the dip, mate. That's what it is. Buy the dip.
Yeah, facts.
My boy was here when they were in the trenches. Now look at them.
Those stonks have like quadrupled in value, like, so but yeah, like I was saying, he balled out this game. Should have had an assist from Pot, but Pot, I don't know how he fucks that over. Just prior to that, gets a goal in from an Edwards assist, if I'm not mistaken.
Great game by Edwards from what I was able to see.
Oh, amazing game from Edwards. Edwards finally
pre-assist from Edwards to Morita.
Pre-assist, yes, I'm seeing it now. Morita with the assist. Morita, who also has been having a great game, or a great season so far. But let me just start with Paulinho. I mean, he was immense. He was doing everything he was doing last season in terms of the hold-up play and then some. I don't know if it's the emergence of Victor into the squad where he finally learns to attack the space like Victor does, but he's doing that and everything else that Paulinho used to do that we would even on this podcast, even myself, we would praise him for, right? So shout out to Paulinho, shout out to Marcus because he balled out. Second half fizzled a bit, but I think the whole team really fizzled out in the second half. But that first half for Marcus was just unreal. I mean, finally, silencing the critics like myself that have said he started off poor. I mean, he did start off poor, but finally finding his form. I feel a little surprised he was subbed off instead of Bot, but at the same time, not surprised because this is Ruben Amorim and it's just something that he's been doing for like 2 years now. I feel for Pot a bit. Maybe we're putting too much expectations on him to score goals. I think if he scores that Paulinho chance, maybe we're talking.
It's a bit of a monkey off his back if he does get the goal.
Yeah, and I think we just speak about him a little differently if he does get that goal, because then it's 3-0. The game's really not in, never in doubt after that. But yeah, maybe bench him. Maybe it's just another bad day at the office. Maybe Pot is the type of player that needs that love and support. Who knows? Human, great, but we need to talk about Morita again. I can't go without. I can't go without saying how great Morita has been. You know what I mean? Since his. What do you mean since his arrival? Has Pot improved since his arrival? Anyways,
maybe
pretty
Gyökeres's
good
arrival
since
is
his
what I was
arrival.
thinking. Maybe.
Yeah, but I think Pot had one of his worst games and Gyökeres didn't play. I think Pot has had good performances. I mean,
he's been unlucky not to have more goals. Like his sexy stats don't look great.
Sure, but he came off the bench and won us the game in Austria at the same time. So with a wonderful touch that we'll get into. But like I was saying, Morita, bro, like this guy's like he was great last season. This season he's on a whole other level. I don't know if it's with Hulman just provides something different that Ugarte does. I don't know what it is, but Morita's playing like a young 23-year-old. I know he's just hitting his prime, so we're getting him right on time. But I've been in love with Morita since the start of the season, and I'm kind of like I'm not biggest hater, but like I've been kind of like really wanting Bragança in the side, and there's no way he gets in now.
I like
Bragança playing the way he is. There's no way. I like Bragança too.
But
I thought Bragança. I think Bragança's doing well. But
yeah, if Morita's playing well, you're not going to bench him unless he's hurt or exhausted, right? Like
exactly.
You go with the it's like any sport. You go with the hot hand.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not even like anything bad towards Bragança. It's just on how great Morita's been playing. You know what I mean? And because I feel like Bragança, even this game, he came off the bench and looked good. And in Austria, I felt he looked really good. But Morita, yeah, exactly. He belongs on a Barcelona midfield the way he's playing right now. He's been unreal.
Real Madrid, they still have money. We can pay us. Barcelona might not. We might not see anything.
I don't know, bro. They just splashed the cash on Felix, bro. They have something.
Splash loan cash on Felix. Let's simmer down.
Madrid's not better, bro.
They could pull
fucking shit.
They could pull us some fucking monorail bullshit. The Simpsons just fucking rip us off.
Yeah. And then the last player I wanted to mention was Nuno Santos because I felt like he's really been owning that left wing spot. I'm a big Mateus Reis fan, but another one. There's no way he gets into the squad with Nuno Santos playing as well as he is. I don't know if we're just able to keep the ball a lot better. I also know it's Rio Ave, and although I think they have like one of the worst attacks in the league. They're not a bad team, but they're also not they're not a great team.
We've played tougher Rio Ave sides.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We've also
that Costinha kid though. Costinha, I don't want him to leave. I didn't want him to leave Lisbon. I mean. He seems like I know he dropped a 5.2 right there on goal point, but I thought he played well. I think every time Costinha plays against Sporting, he plays well. Even any of the big three plays well. And yeah, man. The only other thing I wanted to mention is I know it's still early. Fresneda just came into the squad, but something's going on in training where Fresneda doesn't even get a sniff. And I thought he looked good when he came on in Austria, and we'll get into that. But Jenny, bro. constantly getting on. He's currently. I
He
don't
must
even want
be
to call him the new
Lionel
Giovanni.
Messi in training. He must be amazing in training.
I cannot wait to
Yeah.
talk about him in the game against Sturm because he is
The Euro
so
League.
bad. He was awful in that game.
Nah, he's like what he does well. He does well, like
But when
really
he's bad,
well.
he's bad.
But everything else, he's lacking. Like he's lacking a cross.
For me, that game,
times,
obviously we'll get into it, but it was like he took one guy on the first time. Everyone was like, oh, that's good. And then he tried to do it again. And obviously the defender's like, you're going to try it again. And he just kept doing the same thing over and over again. The defender's like, okay, I'm just going to do exactly the same.
It's Shirmiti and Tiago Tomas vibes where when they do something good and when they're on, they're great and you love to have them. But when they're not playing well, they keep doing the same stupid shit. It's mind-numbing. It's maddening. And again, he's what, 18? He's a young player. He's going to hopefully learn.
Might be 20 now, which is still young. I'm not saying
let's Google this shit. We have the technology. I'm going to Google this guy.
And what's his last name again?
Jenny
Catamo. He's 23, I'm pretty sure. 23? Grow up. Get better. Never mind.
2001. He's 22. 22. Turning 23. So, no, I mean, he's still young.
Still young, but yeah, break some of the habits.
Yeah. He's also playing in a brand new position. But all I'm saying, even as a winger, like, all he does is take on defenders. Great. But then off the ball, he's a headless chicken. When it doesn't pop off, he leaves the team vulnerable because then the counterattack's on. But how bad is Fresneda is what I want to know. How bad is Fresneda, or what is Fresneda not doing that Genny is?
I think it's more something he's not doing in training because when he came in Thursday, he looked good. So I don't think it's a skill thing. I think it might be just something he's doing in training that's set Amorim off. Maybe that might be it. He looked fine. I thought he had a good showing when he came on.
Yeah, no, facts. And that's pretty much it with me, man. Just one last thing, actually, I forgot to mention. We need to start putting respect on Quat's name. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro.
All right.
Biggest advocate here. I love Quat. He's been playing well.
Down.
He's been playing well. We need to put more respect on his name.
He did play well. He had a good game, actually. He did have a really good game.
He's being more obvious with his knee wraps, though. He's actually putting, like, the tape on it.
It's like a target. It's like when a wrestler purposely tapes up something. You're like, well, he's getting that hit all match.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to piggyback on too much what you said. I just want to pick out this comment and not this one. That one, sorry. And I disagree.
Yeah, stay psych. Victor, say psych. The goal that got called back for Rio Ave. I watched the highlights. The goal that gets called back for Rio Ave. What is a dad doing?
He's frozen. I know he's probably a goal anyway, but he just freezes. And there's just so many times, like even in the Strompcast game, he gets beaten by the post, and it's just he's late to react. And like I don't think that goal was his fault, but sometimes even in this game, he dropped the ball from just a catch that was like right here, no pressure. He tries to catch it, bounce it, and then he goes out of play. Luckily, he catches it again, but he's just so shaky at the back. Like there's no confidence.
He does so little to instill confidence for me. That's what it is. Yeah, the goal that gets called back in this game, having been reduced to highlight boy, he's like a statue. He just doesn't move.
Yeah,
and then like if that goal and you got to think if that goal counts, if it stays valid, suddenly it's 2-1 and you're 5 minutes into the second half. The team probably capitulates from there.
It gets shaky.
And what's weird is that from that position, that free kick that they usually take or the corner, he's always the first to come out and try and punch it, which I always remember him doing because sometimes he doesn't punch it and misses it completely, or he'll punch it and just like hit it straight back to the player. But yeah, this is exactly how I feel about Dan. Dan had one good game last season with the Emirates. Other than that, it was okay. Then blunders. Marseille especially is one that I can never get out of my mind.
Marseille and the Porto Costa Liga were the two bad ones.
Yeah, Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say it's just like an area that we know we're like vulnerable at. That at any moment, it's just not safe hands. And for us to have a comfortable win, we have to literally dominate possession and not have them have a sniff on goal, because one chance it could go.
Or you got to be already up. Or when they do score, you've already got to be up by like 2 or 3 goals.
At least 2-0 up.
Just to calm your nerves.
I won't blame him for the offside goal because I think the defense let us down there, but it doesn't help. It's just like I think there's other goalies in the league that at least will dive the right direction, or at least will have some sort of instinct to it and not just stand there. Again, I don't think it would be his fault if that does go in. But the Sturmcast game, I mean, it hits the post. Okay, fair enough. But
I'm just gonna die on this hill. Dominik Livakovic was available for €7.5 million.
100%.
That dude was a fucking I don't know if anybody watched the World Cup. Little event that kind of went on a little while ago. That dude was a monster at the World Cup. And we could have easily had that guy, and we said no. I'm sorry. The fact that we weren't even a little bit interested is brutal.
I will say, Lauren, I've been looking for one. They are so hard to find. That
I saw one, but it was like
expensive.
I saw one, but it was like a medium, so I don't think that would have fit you. No, not calling you fat. It's just its macro and size are fucking retarded.
To be fair, I'll take it because that the Liedson one back here doesn't fit, but I've just got it for decoration. I've also added Edwards that side as well, so I've got an extra one there. But yeah, Messi is the worst player on the wall.
Worst player. That's a bold take.
Mark said was yesterday, man. He was playing like a prime Messi, so it's
Edwards
sort of the same game
yesterday.
Before I continue with the sporting side of things, shout out Pantaloon on the Rio Ave team. What a name! What an unfortunate name to have. And there's just so many of them in the Portuguese league. Obviously, I know it's funnier to me because of the English translation, but there's Pantaloon, there's Casa Grande. There's just so many players.
I thought for a second it was the mini mentor FIFA regen Pantalimon. But I'm like, no, Pantalimon is the goal. It was the goalie, so no. I was like, wait a second. I was like, that's a not good name either way.
But yeah, in terms of overall performance, Pedro Gonçalves, I'm going to shit on him a bit here. I thought he was just awful. Everything he did that game was just. I know you said if he scores that is different, but I disagree. Even simple things of passing the ball, we got wrong. He dribbled the ball out of play a few times. He just didn't seem like he has any confidence. And for the last sort of 2-3 games, it just doesn't seem that. Even going back to last season, I would say the same. Obviously, the Emirates goal is one that he's like 100% confidence because to take a shot from there. I'm not ever going to discredit Pedro Gonçalves for that. But it seems like from that moment on, he's just sort of not been able to do anything that effective. And I feel like it's really affecting the team. But at the same time, from what I've seen from Trincao so far, coming off the bench, he's been just as bad. And I don't know what's the problem with him because in preseason, he looked like he was very good. But
he looked like a monster in preseason.
And even towards the tail end of last season, he was scoring. He was getting assists. He was doing everything, doing skills. And it's just from, again, a player that doesn't seem to have any confidence. And I just don't understand what's wrong with them two. I don't know if something's happened behind the scenes for them or they just don't have confidence. But someone who does have confidence is Paulinho. This game, not only on the goal scoring side of things, he was creating, he was defending, he was passing, he was doing absolutely everything. I know I've said for years that's what Paulinho does, but this game was highlighted just how good he was. Like you said, that cross to Pedro Gonçalves was fantastic, and I don't think that was the only cross he managed to do that game. And a good clinical goal as well. I would say last year Paulinho probably either skies that or hits that straight at the keeper, so it's good to see that Paulinho has got more confidence. And I think that is technically because Gyökeres has come in.
Post last season, that's what he would have done.
Yeah, and I think because Gyökeres has come in, since he's come in, it probably has lit a fire under him saying, okay, there's this guy that they've brought in, club record signing. I need to sort of get my act together. And I think he has. So fair play to Paulinho.
Mm-hmm.
I also think it's just the pressure is off of him now too.
Because he was the only striker in the team with no strikers, right?
So exactly. And we also looked at him to score all the goals, whereas now he's in this game, you can't even I understand what you're saying, Sam, and I agree to it to a certain extent. But we can't even just say that it's Gyökeres because he's not even on the pitch and Paulinho's putting in that performance, goal or not. My man's nutmegging defenders, bro. What the fuck is going on here? But so I mean, I'm with you. I also feel like it's a pressure thing because, like we said last year, he's had a lot of mental health, a lot of the mental side. He had that month where he went to a psychologist and he was bawling again. Maybe he's going through the same psychologist. I think he's going through a breakup because, when I was on a breakup, I was bawling, bro. I was unreal, untouchable. But I'm just saying, I think it's just the pressure is alleviated. I think that's the biggest thing that Gyökeres has done for Paulinho.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And to this comment here, I get what you mean, but for me, like I said, he was just not good at anything yesterday, and he hasn't been for a while. He's not creating. And you say he's not supposed to score goals. His first season was just him scoring goals.
He was a golden boot winner his first season.
Even in his second season,
we were a bit spoiled, maybe, but you expect him to bang 20 goals easy because he's a.
We still rely on him for goals.
Yeah, but he was just not very good for me yesterday. Edwards, though, a different story. Again, someone with confidence to take that shot on and score.
That goal, when I saw the highlight, I had to replay it like several times to see what he did because I was like, "What the fuck?" That's a ballsy effort. Like, good on him. Like to send the defender and then just to shoot so quickly as the keeper is expecting him to probably cut it across the opposite side and then or to pass to someone in the box. Good, quick thinking on his part. That was a great goal.
I'm just looking at the stats for Pedro Gonçalves. He lost possession 20 times in that game alone. So that is quite a big number to lose possession.
That's a lot of lost balls. Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm looking at SofaScore here, and he was rated the worst in the team at a 6.4. Diomande close behind with a 6.5. So at least goal point has maybe got something on Diomande there, but I think that's harsh as well. Edwards was fantastic, taking on players, scoring, could have possibly got some more assists as well, but it is what it is. Fantastic player. We've mentioned Hjulman and you've mentioned Morita enough, so I'll skip past that. Coates, you were spot on. I feel like we criticised him maybe the second game of the season, and since then he's just been an absolute rock at the back, and I'm surprised he's not one of the players that has been rotated for the Europa League and stuff, because we've mentioned knee problems, he's getting older. Maybe that comes later. But I do have a question for both of you on this one.
We might have an answer.
or if St. Just comes back, what defender are you dropping, or are you not dropping a defender? Is St. Just riding the bench for the rest of the season?
Ooh. I didn't expect you to come.
You want to take this first, Rich?
Not really, but I will.
Okay.
I would think
I can take it.
I would think it might. No, I'll go for it. I would think Inacio's probably your undisputed starter unless he falls off a cliff. I'm assuming it might be one of Diomande or Coates. Diomande just because of lack of experience, or Coates just because of load management and the fact that he's older and his knee continues to act up. I feel like Inacio, unless he falls off a cliff, is the undisputed starter. So I'd go with maybe Coates just for the fact of it might be more of a load management thing than anything. But I could just be flat out wrong. It doesn't happen ever, but I could be wrong.
Go on, Danny.
On current form, St. Just is riding the bench because we're not going to risk him getting injured for another 15 months.
Yeah.
If we're going off consistency, Inacio's hitting the bench because I feel like Inacio will put in 10 out of 10 performances. He'll be the best defender we have on the field. And then next game, he'll be 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Got away with maybe not getting a second yellow, etc. Diomande, I feel like, is the most consistent. In terms of realistically, just off the position alone, it has to be Diomande because Inacio's left-footed, Coates is stonewall in that middle, and then Diomande is just right. St. Just is right-footed. Ishgayu really – I've noticed that whenever – especially when we play with Paulinho, whenever we're attacking on the ball, we're playing a 4-4-2, and Ishgayu is tucked in truly as our right back. And, Nuno Santos is just, up there, just out here playing as a winger, which is sick. So in terms of that, it only makes sense that St. Just comes in for Diomande in case we need that extra width, or even comes in at right back in case we need that extra width. But honestly, right now,
realistically, you're saying Just
he's riding the bench right now. I mean,
unless, that's what I'm saying. Unless someone's form falls off a cliff, he's riding the bench. And if I'm going off of just realistically, if someone does fall off or needs the rest, it's Coates or Diomande.
Yeah.
For me, though,
I think from the comments that Amorim stated on this game, he's pissed at Amorim. I feel like is in the same cloth as Jose Mourinho, and any player that gets an injury is just pissed off about him. So his comments saying he has an injury that he doesn't know. Yeah,
And I like
and
Luis
he was
Neto, but
saying,
he's old.
facts. But I'm saying like him saying after the game like Diomande has an injury that he doesn't know how to explain, and it's frustrating for a coach. That's a statement to make at the press conference, and that doesn't look good. So even off of that, I would say maybe St. Just could come in for Diomande, possibly. But right now he's riding the bench. There's no way St. Just comes in for any of those three right now.
No,
Yeah.
I would agree with you on that.
I will say last year, it might be controversial. I thought St. Just was our best centre back, even though he played sort of limited minutes, like against Arsenal.
From what we could see, he was consistently the best player when he was on the field.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's the injury problems. But I think it will be Diomande just because one, that injury. I don't know. I thought the injury he just had looked a bit serious. He was holding like his knee, probably a ligament injury, so he could be out for a while. But also in January is the AFCON, which means Diomande is gone anyway. So which means
he's probably going to want to rest up and get called up.
Yeah, which means Mateus Reis either comes in if St. Just isn't fit. Because to be fair, Amorim's not put a timeline on it. No one knows what the timeline is for St. Just. He could be back in January. He could be back in March. He could be back in 2 weeks. But no one knows, and that is what is frustrating. But because when he is fit, I think he has our best centre back. But as people have said in the comments here, Jean Muniz has been called up to the main team, doing main team training, so he could be one to get some minutes in the case of
who's our next league game? Like, what's our next game?
Ferenc.
It is.
And there's also Eduardo Quaresma, who's still alive.
He's still allegedly
alive. He's on the bench in Austria.
Yeah, so we know we do have a wild Quaresma sighting.
Yeah,
and Amorim did say in one of the press conferences that like he's in the squad, but they're suffering from too much depth apparently, which is unusual to hear.
It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. You have too many good, decent players to put out of position. Like it's the opposite of what we had last season when we had like nobody.
That is true.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will say it's good to see Neto. I know obviously he's older. He's probably not got many minutes. He's not got many minutes left in him. But it's crazy how he had like a collapsed lung. He had surgery. Probably nearly died back before St. Just with a knee injury.
Yeah. So, bro was fighting for his life and still managed to come back for St. Just.
But yeah,
that's
I love
good
Neto
for him though.
So,
I'm happy. I'm happy for him.
It shows even at his age, like coming back from that, a lot of players probably would have retired, I would assume, after having like a collapsed lung, especially at his age. And he's also had a few knee injuries here and there. So I love Neto. And I think when we won the league, he posted something on Instagram. And ever since then, I was just like, even in the game, I don't know if you remember 2 years ago against Benfica when Coates got suspended, he went in and he was solid. He was so good.
He was good that game.
Yeah.
I do love Luis Neto, and I'm always happy to see him get minutes. But hopefully, no offense to him, it's not a lot of minutes this season because I don't think he can handle it. That's why we got Mateus Reis there, and obviously Eduardo Quaresma, and obviously Neto is a good guy to have around the change rooms and around the squad anyway. So
everybody needs just like an older guy that just everyone loves. Like every team needs that. You need an old guy that comes in, plays here and there, but is just like nice. He's funny. Everyone gets along with him. Like no one has a bad word to say about him. You need that.
Yeah,
we all need the lovable old guy.
Most definitely. Richard, I know you said you heard it via radio, but do you want to give any more thoughts on this match?
No, just kidding. No, happy that Edwards got a goal. It was a great goal, as I said. I won't go into too much more about that. Another Paulinho goal, which is great to see. I think he's equaled his output in the league already this year. In
5 goals.
Less than a quarter of the game, so that's a great sign. Really should have got, I did watch highlights after, really deserved an assist in that Pedro Gonçalves chance. I don't know what Pot was doing there, but he robbed Paulinho of an assist. I thought Marito was great this game again. I know we love, but I like Bragança. I really like him. I do think we overhyped him because he's an Alcochete boy. And he's had a knee injury, and I'm sorry. I think Morita's got to start until he has 1 or 2 dog shit games or he gets hurt. And I'll die on that hill. Hulman, great game by him again. No complaints. I thought Coates looked good. Ignacio was fine. Nuno Santos was his usual bald-headed prick self. He had a good game. Esgaio looked pretty good. Diomande got hurt, so it's a bit of a wash. And Dadan was he was a body on the field. He was there. He was there. He was there. He had a good view of the game. Not a good Rio Ave team, really. Like they're one of my candidates to probably go back down to Segunda Divisão, but we'll have to keep an eye on them. I thought their goalie played well from what I could see from the highlights. He made a couple really good saves. I thought
one shot that Paulinho smacked right in his face.
Bro, I would have been out like a light. That shot smoked my guy. Yeah, like Rio Ave was lucky that it wasn't 4-0 going into halftime. Realistically, they have the pot missed chance and the goalkeeper to thank for that.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, it's crazy to think that Rio Ave were like 2 minutes away from beating AC Milan in the, I think it's Europa League qualifying.
They were in a shootout. They were in a shootout with AC Milan in a Europa League qualifier. Yeah, in the playoff.
And I think that team took points off us as well. That team took points off us.
They might
0-0.
It might have been the season before though. Because then after that they were done.
They went down. I remember them going down that year. Yeah.
I mean, they still had Cohen Trucks. I remember him giving Amorim a hug, as a player, and they had a few other players.
But yeah, I think that was the year they lost to AC Milan in penalties in that playoff, and then they went down. They're back to second division. They've been a bit of a yo-yo team the last few years. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Fabio Ronaldo though. I've been following him for like the last 2 seasons. He's really good. I really like him. Very versatile as well. Could play sort of the Nuno Santos left wing / left wing back as well. So definitely want to keep an eye out. I think he'll be moving to probably one of the big four, if not abroad, after this season because he's been very good and consistent for Rio Ave.
He's an academy player, right? Did he come from us?
I don't know.
No.
Richard, could you Google?
I got
it. While you guys get that up, I will share the other screen, which is the big talking point of the game, which of course was this offside. So, so 6 centimeters. Coates is in. I can't zoom in anymore, unfortunately, but is just behind this player here.
Close.
But I will say, from my perspective anyway, this guy here has got his leg offside, tries to head the ball, so that makes him an active player. He goes to head it, he does miss it, but I guess in the rules that makes him active. So for me, that's offside anyway. This one I'm not sure about, but I think in general rules, he's offside. What did you guys think about the decision in real time? Danny, I'll start with you.
Start with Danny. I'm pulling up Fabio Ronaldo.
He was at Sporting for a year.
He was at Sporting, for like a year for the U17s. He bounced around Porto, Boavista. He had fucking stops in Palmeiras somehow. But he's been with Rio Ave for a pretty good chunk of time.
Yeah. In terms of the offside, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. You guys know how I feel about 6 centimeter bullshit, bro. I think it should have stood.
I thought it should have stood. I thought they were.
It's also like it's tough to say because you can't see the other angle. I don't understand why there's only this angle of like why aren't there cameras on the other side as well?
How do we in the year 2023 only have one offside camera angle ever? Like we have,
and it's only like a limited amount of cameras, right? So like Chris always mentions, it's never going to be straight on with the defender.
No, unless you have a cam literally going straight on with the field, you're not like a game of FIFA, you're never gonna get that head-on view.
Exactly. So I mean, tough. I mean, we got an offside goal taken away from us last week, so we
had 9 centimeters get called back. Like
I
thought I'm with Danny. I thought it should have stood. Yeah. Like I think if it's like 10 centimeters or less, your goal should stand. Like I think it's harsh to call that back. I thought they deserve the goal.
I would agree with you, but I still think just because the first guy whose leg is clearly offside in that image anyway goes to header it first, and he doesn't get it, but he's literally about probably that much away from the ball that he goes for it, makes him active.
Goes for it, but I don't think he makes contact.
I don't think you have to have contact as long as I think if you go for the ball. So I know they do it in normal offsides. Even if you go for the ball, you don't actually touch it because you've made a play for it
because they'll
call it.
Player.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's the same rule on free kicks and set pieces, but I assume it would be.
Let's
But
get
for
rid
me-
of offsides. Fuck it. I'm sick of offsides. I'm sick of having this debate every week.
No,
Well,
let's
fuck
not
it.
get rid of
We got 11 guys. They got 11 guys. We all have 11 dudes. You don't want me to cherry pick? Put a guy on me. we're all let's be adults here.
No, I would hate that.
Come on,
I would
every
score
week-
many goals.
Every
in
week we
the
debate
league.
offside.
That's what I'm saying.
It's time to
me up
go.
for it.
No, bro. Yeah, you say that now until Artur Cabral is like chilling in the fucking back, like the
Well, then I'm gonna get pissed at
back
Kawhi
post
for
the
not
whole
covering
game.
him or whoever. Be like, bro, he's there. You know he's there. Cover
Fuck
him.
that.
That's your job.
No chance.
We're all
Hopefully
adults
we
here.
never
Fuck
see
it.
that.
Yeah, for real. Rich, you're the Americans. You're the type of like North American, I'll say at this point, that the
Yeah.
Brits are all afraid of that are
They don't
ruining
like
the
it.
beautiful game, you know.
I scare. I give them. They hear me with a hot take and their timbers be shivering. Let me tell you.
One of
I
the
come with
ones-
some random shit. Like, no, fuck it. Let's go extreme.
One of the ones
You all,
I
you
love
don't
the
want to
most-
debate this anymore? Let's get rid of it. Then we don't have to debate shit.
I saw it on YouTube, like, or maybe on Twitter, like 5-6 years ago, and it was just this American girl watching football, and she's like, "Why doesn't the goalkeeper just pick it up and then just run to the other goal and just throw it in?" And it's like, well,
Like, well, it'd be
So how it
nice.
works, though.
However, then it just becomes rugby.
yeah.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, well. But we've before I go on to the next game, Danny, who is your man of the match for this game?
I mean, I was gonna base my man on the match on whoever you guys give it to. Seeing as the Paulinho lover actually is,
stand your ground.
yeah. Seeing as the Paulinho lover is underneath me though, I'm going to. Oh, but you also love Marcus Edwards. Sam, who are you giving the man of the match to? Let me ask you that.
No, we asked you first.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna give it to
I'll take it.
Paulinho.
I was gonna say
Okay.
for his interview at the end of the game alone, I'm gonna give it to Marcus Edwards.
Yeah.
You asked
Fair,
Marcus
fair,
Edwards a one-word question. He's gonna give you a one-word answer.
It's just like, did you?
Yeah, that's-
the clean sheet was
That's
good.
their
Like,
fault at this point.
yeah,
Yeah, it
It's
was.
just,
Yeah.
thanks.
Was the clean sheet important? Yes, it was.
They didn't even mention his goal. They were just like,
No,
"You
they
scored a
asked
good
for a
goal."
clean
But it's
sheet.
like, clean asking a forward about a clean sheet.
Yeah.
What was he supposed to say? But yeah, I'll go with Edwards. Okay, that leaves you, Richard. Who's your man of the match?
I was gonna go Paulinho. That's
Okay.
he's
The
on
true man of the
fucking
match.
fire. He deserved an assist. Pot fucked him up. I'm glad I dropped Pot from fantasy. I had a good fantasy week this week. I think I leapfrogged you, Sam.
I've not checked, so it'll be news to me.
I checked yesterday on my way up, and I'm like, oh man, I'm actually ahead. What the fuck? Where are you doing this? Because my Braga boys all showed up. Finally, it took them a little while, but they all actually fucking turned out.
Fair enough. I mean, it'll be in the segment after this one. We'll check the predictions and the fantasy. But let's go into the second game of the week, I suppose, which was a 2-1 victory in Sturm Graz away. Very good victory indeed. The lineup is as followed: Adan, Diamonde, Coates, Inacio, Hulman, Bragança, Jenny, Mateus Reis, Trincao, Paulinho, and Gyökeres. Gyökeres and Coates with the goal. I believe that should have been Diamonde's goal, but we'll move from there.
We take it.
We'll take those. Pedro Gonzalez, Nuno Santos, Morita, Edwards, and Fresneda off the bench. I'm just gonna say I got in trouble for tweeting on the sporting account that where's
What'd you get in trouble
Fresneda?
for?
I tweeted, have you seen this man? Or missing, have you seen this man? Because like obviously he wasn't.
Oh
he
my
didn't
god,
come on.
people on the internet need to learn how to take a joke. Relax.
Well, someone tweeted it after 2 days and was like, "Why are you hating on the kid?" And I was like, "I'm literally doing."
We're
the
not
complete
hating on the
opposite of
kid.
hating on the kid."
Relax.
And then after
We
I
wanna
explained it,
see the
he
kid.
did say fair enough, and I think he deleted the original. But
Oh,
you know,
okay.
I'm not hating on any sporting players apart from
There needs to
Dan.
be like
who
a
I will continue
sarcasm
to hate
font on Twitter.
all the time. But Richard, I'll give you this one first. What were your overall thoughts on the game?
Oh, just fucking nerve wracking. I mean, as soon as we go down 1-0, I'm like, this is it. This is the game we were all thinking, yep, we're gonna win this game. We should be fine. And I'm like, nope, this is gonna be the game we fucking lose. Just not a great goal from them. Like, it's just there's so like Adan is a little at fault. The defense at fault. Everyone's at fault. It's just he's slow to react. The defenders are caught kind of ball watching, and it's just calamitous. Great goal by Gyökeres to get us back in. I was glad to see him get the start. And then I thought it was also Diamonde's goal personally. But a good comeback win. I think last season this is a game that we would have probably lost, just based on the fact that they scored first. We were not good in the first half, by the way. We were very just unimaginative. Just no no sense of like urgency, very little bite on the attack. And then we really didn't do much until kind of they scored the goal and we had no choice but to go on the front foot. That's kind of how I felt. And then once we went on the front foot, we got the 2 goals. We could have probably had another one or two maybe, but we'll take a 2-0 win. I guess this counts as another late Kawach winner, I suppose, although I still think it's Diamante's, but we move. Happy with everybody. I thought Fresneda looked good off the bench and his cameo. I would like to see him get more minutes. We finally got to see the man, Sam, so that's good. Edwards didn't do much off the bench. Nuno Sanch was Nuno Sanch. He was fine. I didn't think Mateus Rice had a bad game. He didn't have a great game. He was kind of average. He was kind of there. Pot didn't look bad off the bench by any stretch. I thought Trincao for me was the biggest letdown in the whole side. He just did nothing. Was just running into defenders. It was just kind of a waste of a pick almost. But I get he needed to rotate the squad. This was a relatively rotated squad, so I get giving him the start. But Francisco, let's not do that again. If we can, let's avoid that because that was fucking shambolic to watch. That's my thoughts on this game.
Yeah, but before I give it to you, Danny, I'm gonna take it quickly and just touch on Jenny Katamo like I did already. But looking at his stats here, only
Bro.
What did I say?
You're gonna touch on Jenny.
That's just like the English saying. Leave me be. But 15 out of 23 accurate passes, 0 shots on target. Where possession lost 23 times, so more than the pot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of missed opportunity there on possession. Wow.
20. Bear in mind, Pedro Gonzalez lost the ball 20 times and played the whole 90 minutes. Jenny got pulled and still lost the ball 23 times. He
lost the ball 3 more times more than Pot did in a 90-minute game.
And he was just so bad. Like I say, just tried to do everything himself. There was one clip of Paulinho literally goes over to him and starts shouting at him because he's just like, pass the ball, like just do something. Yeah. He tries to do the same thing every time. The defender reads it. Fair play. I think it was Dante on the other side. Read it every single time. But it's easy to read it when he just does the same thing over and over. And that's why I was like, bring on Fresneda.
It gave me young Nani vibes because Nani was guilty of that a lot. He would just fucking run at guys. I'm like, bro, pass the ball. It was frustrating to watch.
It genuinely, if you have ever played like 7-a-side or 11-a-side, there's always this one guy who will do all the skills and just never pass the ball. That is Jenny. Yeah, that is Jenny, and he just needed to pass the ball. Probably one of the worst performances I remember of Sporting player, probably in the last maybe 2-3 years. Only maybe comparable to Esgari at Santa Clara like 2 years ago, which was I think maybe worse than that.
I thought you were gonna say Adon. I was like, bro, let's settle down. Like I know
I can't bring the goalkeeper.
I was gonna say you can't do that twice in one show. You've already allocated your Adon slander for the show. Relax.
Speaking of Adon, as I mentioned before, should have done better on the goal. Saved by the post, and then to be fair, poor defending to let that defender get so far away.
It's poor by everyone. It's bad by everyone. Everybody does a bad job.
It is pulled by everyone. But yeah, because what James says, Sturm were very good. They're going to give other teams difficulty. We scored from a sort of deflected goal. I think, to be fair, Dimon's goal probably was going in anyway. But, it took us to the final seconds the final, 15 minutes to actually score a goal. And it was looking like it wasn't going to come. But I'm glad it did, obviously. Paulinho with a quiet game. Trincao was awful as well, I thought, again. Hjulmand was having some difficulty in his game. I don't know if it was the formation that we were coming up against, but he just didn't seem like he was all there. I didn't think Mateus Reis was awful. I thought he was just average, I suppose.
He was just there.
Yeah, he was just there. But I will say, shout out to Gyökeres, man. 90 minutes on one knee, did not stop running. And when he scored that goal, I was so scared that he had done something to his knee because it just looked like he couldn't move it. And I was like, that could be it. But got up. Ran some more, ran for the whole 90 minutes. And for me, it gave quite as man of the match, but Gyökeres for me was just incredible. Yeah. Like, genuinely looked like he has like an engine on him. He's got batteries in him that he just keeps going all the time. So he's just such a good player to have. And even the commentary manager who I tweeted out, it was a story on Ebola, which I tweeted. I think it was commentary has only won 1 of 8. And one of the reasons the manager gave was because we don't have Gyökeres anymore, because he was just so integral to the team. We've lost two of their best players, Gyökeres and Hamer, and we've got Gyökeres, and we've looked like a completely different team. Every game he plays, I'm just, even if he doesn't score, I'm just always impressed him because he just never stops running. He said after the game, of course I get tired, but it's what I get paid to do. I get paid to run. I get paid to play. So I just love him, man. Comes with the right mentality, fantastic player. And I think I'll be surprised if he continues what he's doing, if he stays at Sporting for another year, because he is just incredible. I can see another Premier League team going for him, as much as I don't want him to leave, but his performances have just been...
If he plays like this for like a full season or 2 seasons, like, we'll make our money back and then some.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's it from me. Danny, you could take over your thoughts on the game.
Just on that point alone, bro, I mean, the way Chelsea's been running, I'm scared we're gonna lose them in January to Chelsea for like 150 million.
If they want to pay 100 million for him, who says no?
Here's my thing though. Just on those same points that Sam made, Coventry's 1-8. We look like a completely different team, even with 150 million. Who are we buying? We'll
buy 2. We'll clone them. We'll clone them. Fuck it.
Yeah, facts. We'll clone them here in the labs here in Canada that I've been seeing on TikTok.
Clone them in the labs, and we'll sell them. We'll sell them the clone. We'll keep the original,
bro. Because like his goal alone, bro. Like he's just a brute. He decided there's a ricochet. This ball is getting in here. I don't give a fuck who the fuck's in front.
It's going in.
Yeah, and on top of everything, easy to call fouls there in the box too. No foul, all ball, bang. And then I'm with you, Sam. Fucking heart to my mouth, or like nervous. I see him grabbing his knee. I'm like, oh no, we tied the game up, but at what cost?
At what cost?
You know what I mean? I'd rather us lose
than
lose Victor. But yeah, I'm with you. I also thought it was Diomande's goal. I just seen the goal again. It does touch Quach, so fair enough, but that's all Diomande. I mean, for a big guy that he is, he's pretty good on the ball. There was a play, I'm pretty sure it was this game. I don't think it was the last game, where he completely faked out the defender. It acted like he was going to pass it. The defender jumps to try to block it, and he just casually
sent my guy to the
scoops it, passes it to Adan or Quach or whoever it was. He's another one I know we spoke about the injury, but he's another one that I hope the injury isn't too serious. I don't have much else to say. I agree with everything you guys stated. Adan should have done much better on the ball, on the goal, I should say. I mean, it hits off the post, fair. You couldn't get to it. I thought he did well to dive to it, but then I just noticed it's just his left hand. That side is just so weak. It wasn't that far away from him, and it wasn't that powerful of a shot. At least get a fingertips to it. If it goes in after that, fair enough. But I thought Adan could do better.
Yeah.
Trincão, I'm with you guys too. Trincão is just, he had 2 good moments in this game. That's the problem with him. He'll have 2 good moments and then it's a smeller, or he's chasing the game the rest of the game. So it's just a bit disappointing. The only other thing I want to mention is I thought Bragança also played really well. Like I said earlier, it's just a shame Morita's just unreal right now. There's no way Bragança gets a sniff, because the way he played this game, he deserved another sniff at another crack at it. But Morita's he's been unreal lately. So I don't blame the coach for not putting him in. And yeah, man, I'm happy. Big 3 points to start off Europe in a tough place away. A team that drew against Salzburg, that beat Benfica, red card or not, they beat Benfica. So yeah, I mean, we're looking good. I'm worried about Ferenc, but more so I'm interested to see how we'll line up and how we'll play against Atalanta, because that's going to be the real test. That's going to be
a tough game.
Yeah, Braga was a good test to us, but Braga hasn't been the Braga of last season, and we should have taken 3 points against Braga, to be honest. I don't know if Dave's still in the chat, but that's just my biased opinion on it.
My unbiased opinion,
Atalanta
to win at Braga, but
exactly. I'm just curious for Atalanta, because it's coming up soon, and I think that's going to be our biggest test before we play one of the big boys. Because I think we play Atlanta, and then a few games later we play Porto, 2 or 3 games later or anything. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this weekend they can both lose, by the way, and we can just stay up top. But I don't know if they can both lose when they play each other, but it'd be
Might
nice.
hit the stadium.
Or a foul. Yeah, you know what I mean.
If they
what's
both
the
tie,
saying?
if they both tie, I ideally you root for a tie, and we win,
Yeah.
and you go 4
I'm
points
rooting
up, and
You know what?
It
I'm
suddenly
also-
becomes a 2-game swing.
Yeah. I was mentioning this to my boy Patrick the other day. I went home and I seen him. Big Porto fan. I was even telling him, I don't know if I don't mind Porto beating Benfica, simply because after Friday, Benfica go to Inter. So if they lose also at Italy,
They're
That
gonna be in
place-
panic mode.
that place.
I don't know if
is
you've
gonna
seen the
smell like
ultras in
smoke.
Ajax in
Yeah.
like the last few
Oh,
days.
they abandoned
Yeah,
their game.
against
They abandoned the
Feyenoord.
game against Feyenoord.
Yeah, they literally
They
like
went
broke into
ballistic.
the facility just to cause
Mm.
havoc, I suppose. But
Yeah.
could see the same, I suppose. But I don't know if it's just you guys, and I'm gonna be at risk of sounding like a negative sporting fan, but I think it's just because how I've grown up watching sporting. I'm just waiting for the drop off, and it didn't come in
same.
2020.
Yo, you and me both. I'm
Same.
waiting to get
2020 and
snapped
21
back
it
out of
didn't
reality.
happen, but I was still waiting, even though when we were here we all said until it's official we're not saying we're going to win the league, we're not saying
No one wanted to.
anything's
No one
locked
wanted to be
down.
the one to jinx anything. That's why.
Yeah, we were just like
I'm
until it happens. So I'm still like
Even
like I said, at the
Ruben
risk of sounding
Amorim-
like a negative fan, but I'm
Even
just
Ruben Amorim in that title-winning season, every week they asked him if they were candidates to win the title. He goes, "We're just candidates to win the next game." It wasn't until they had clinched the title. He goes, "Yeah, I think we're candidates for the title." Even he knew. Even he was like, "Yeah, we can't be saying shit. We got to keep quiet."
But I think for me, just like because of how badly last season went as well, I think that's still fresh in the
We're
memory.
traumatized.
So but like from what I've seen, a completely different team, and I'm happy to continue supporting. And if they continue to play like that, then I don't see us dropping off because we're just playing so well. But yeah. Danny, who would you give your man of the match to this game?
My man of the match. I just also want to say on that same point, I'm with you, Sam. I only think the only expectations I think we should have this season is second. I'm not saying win the league, Champions League. That's all we should be expecting.
I just
That's
want a
all
trophy. I just want any trophy.
I'd take a trophy, of course. But this is Sporting Portugal at the end of the day. We might not get trophies for decades, brother.
Danny, man, you're getting called out here.
Yeah, but this was in 2020, 2021.
Okay.
You
And-
sent
and
the
Lauren-
fucking message to the. I'm gonna. Yeah, you sent the message to the chat. Be like, it's just a real laugh. It's just a real. Fuck it, boys. We're gonna win the league. Like in the chat, by the way.
Sarcasm. That's my delusion, brother. Listen, bro. Every
He
girl
knocked,
I'm
he
ever
knocked
with,
on wood after he said it. He was just like quickly,
Yeah.
bang, done.
Fucking
Facts.
ran through wood. Like
every girl I'm ever with, I always say, "This is the one." 3 weeks
This is the
later,
one
I might be
until it
over her,
isn't.
but I'm just saying she might be the one. I'm just saying we might win the league.
possibility.
Anyways, my man of the match, I would give it to. I'm giving it to Big Vic, bro. The only person that deserves it, man. Fucking Diver stopped running, forced a goal. I love a man that forces things.
Whoa, what do you
Pause.
mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Fast forward, baby. Fast forward,
poor
baby.
choice of
I love
words,
a man
Daniel.
that takes the game by the scruff of the neck. I
Okay.
just, you know what? I love a Swede because I feel like this is like a
I love
Swedish
Swedes, too.
striker thing. You know, yeah, bro, not even striker. Yeah, like I love a Swede. I grew up idolizing Matt Sundin, Rich. You don't know because you're a shit Boston fan. Fuck
I
the
grew up
Bruins.
idolizing PJ Axelson.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Bruins
Anyways,
legend. Don't even start with me.
all I'm saying is, bro, I love a Swede and I love this guy, bro. I'm actually like, I'm over the moon with how much he's impacted the squad. And this game alone, I know he only got the tying goal, but without him, I don't think we win this game. It's the same Spark thing from last season.
If he doesn't score the tying goal, we don't have
shout
a
out.
chance to score the winning goal.
Facts, exactly,
So-
exactly. So shout out to Thick Vic.
Is your apology
Thickest.
letter being written out yet, Danny? Because
It's coming. It's not yet. It's not yet. But
We're gonna
plot twist-
publish that on official
think-
All Things Alvalade station, like stationery. Like,
Yeah. But you know, just a sneak peek. I don't think there's gonna be another apology. There's gonna be an apology letter. I don't think it's to Victor first.
it's
There's
gonna
another
be a
individual
Dio
that
first,
I
you
might-
think.
I might drop the apology letter for first. One, if he does it for Ferenc, do it for Ferenc, I think it's dropping. I think it's dropping.
Okay, fair enough.
All
He
right.
deserves it.
Rich, what about you? Who is your man match this game?
I'll give it to Jokeres. I thought he had a great game. Great job just saying fuck it. This goal is going in, whether they like it or not. Just a monster. Just bullies the shit out of defenders, like we've said. So I'll give it to him. If we don't get the tying goal, we don't get a chance to score the winning goal. He was all over the place. He was running his ass off, even on like 1.5 legs, or, one good leg and one semi-functioning leg. He was still one of the best players on the pitch and probably covered just an absurd amount of ground. So Thick Vic gets the man of the match for me.
Yeah, 3 out of 3. I'm in total agreement. He's just incredible player. But we will go on to the league predictions. There's been some
There's been some movement. I haven't checked it yet, but there's been some movement, I think.
So we'll start with the Europa League game. Danny did get the correct score, but didn't get the correct goal scorers. But you still get 3 points. You get 2. You get 1 for a win, 2 for the correct score. And Richard and Richard.
I didn't guess 2-1. I'm so stupid. I could have got so many points.
I was rewatching it today.
I've been 1 goal off.
You literally
3 games.
You genuinely said 2, and then you went what? And then you went nil. And I was like, oh, okay, you were very close. But yeah, you got the goal score as well.
I've done that the last 3 weeks. By the last 3 or 4 games, I've been like 1 goal off of the score, and I'm so pissed.
But yeah, that leads with in that week anyway. Danny with 3 points, Chris with 1, Richard with 2, and myself with 1. Game week 6 was Rio Ave, which is of course the game is gone. Mm-hmm. Danny only got 1 for getting the result. Chris he got 3 for getting the correct score and the win.
No goals.
Richard, you got 1 for Paulinho, and you got 1 for the win. And I also got 1 for Paulinho, 1 for the win. And at the top, nothing's changed apart from the points. Danny and Chris still tied at top of 1 each with 14 points. Richard 1 behind, and I'm still lacking.
I really wish I got one of those those last 3 game weeks. I got the score, because I would have been in first if I just got the score. I'm pissed about that.
And if you did say 2-1, because I like I said, I rewatched it today. You said 2, and you were about to say 1.
It was 2-0. I went 2-0, and then I realized as the game was happening, like, fuck, I should have guessed. Because I almost guessed 2-1. I'm like, fuck, I should have guessed 2-1. I would have had it.
Yeah, but it's closer than I thought it'd be. Like I said, I'm still bottom, but 4 points can easily happen.
Pot didn't help any of us that picked them to score in the last game too, because like that would have given everybody like an extra point. I thought I had it. I thought I was like,
all right, I got 1-0 wrong. At least give me a goal, Potty, but no, nothing.
I was annoyed that I guessed Edwards in the Sturm game, but I didn't guess him in the Rio Ave one. That would have
you keep guessing Mateo's right. What are you doing? What?
I was close.
I rate it.
Coates scored against Sturm. It's not that far fetched. And well, technically Diamonde or Coates scored. So I'm just saying.
Yo, by the way, with Chris, he gets another point. Then is that Quatch? Because technically,
to be fair, because until I saw that,
now he goes.
Chris
he goes
gets
on top.
Chris gets the goal correct, so Chris goes first place.
Damn, I'll have to do it this way.
Chris goes first place by 1 point.
Unfortunate.
There we go. Yeah, it didn't. To be fair, until I just saw that goal point thing, I still thought it was Diamonde.
Yeah,
so fair enough.
I didn't realize they had given it to Quatch until the show. Literally, I didn't realize
either.
Are we sure they actually gave it to Coates, or was that just goal point?
I do remember my boy messaging me saying, like, you mean Coates? When I was like, yo, Diamonde's the goal. Let me see officially. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I didn't see anything about Coates until like we started the show. Basically, that was it.
Oh, that's so weird. This app is saying Diamonde.
Yeah, my app says Diamonde. I don't know if you have like the official UEFA app.
Let me go to the Europa League site and I can tell you. But you can go into fantasy if you want, then we can come back to that.
Yeah, definitely. I've got it open. I have seen that I am dead last, unfortunately, which is
I leapfrogged you this week.
But yeah, 30. I only got 33 points. I actually can't remember who's in my team.
I had a monster. I needed that. I had a monster week.
You know what? I'll start from bottom to top just because I want to see mine. Okay.
Sorry. Quick update. So UEFA.com has it to Diamonde.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so
my bad, Chris. I tried.
So goal point, Chris has tried to help you, but all the other official ones are telling you to eat a bag of dicks because it is been credited and left to Ousmane Diomande.
I have re-updated it, so you are still both in first.
So it's still a
place.
first place tie with 1 point behind. Okay.
But this is my team. Obviously, Gyökeres didn't play. Newcastle back got -3. Guy got 6. Take those.
Take them.
Bruno Varela got benched.
Bruno Varela, I don't know why you had Bruno Varela on the bench. That's to me the shocking one.
They had a tough matchup this week, though. No,
they did.
Yeah. Who do they play? They play Benfica. No.
Benfica played Portimão.
They played
Casa Pia.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. In Casa Pia, so in Lisbon.
Bruma just got 0 points. I don't know if he did play or anything, but didn't get any points for me, which is a bit shit.
Did you drop Eustáquio or did you not have him?
I didn't have him. I got rid of Steven Vittoria for Richelli, and then he got sent off.
And then he got -3 points. Fuck you.
Should have just kept him. Richard
I had a good week, but I didn't have
points.
I didn't have Gyökeres playing, right? Like
Paulinho captain.
About who he just gone after this week.
Eustáquio
bought himself a week for now. Well, we might still drop him.
I'm surprised you still kept him, but good for you.
Yeah,
that is a solid bench. Gyökeres.
I did some I had to do some salary shenanigans, like with my free transfers, but ideally,
47th in Canada as well, Richard. Man, now 79.
That's not bad. But Eustáquio bought himself an extra week. That's all I can guarantee for now.
So Bosniak did not score this week, but he has been in good form, so fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
And Cristo from Aroca didn't score either. Pedro Gonzalez, obviously poor performance, but Rafa captain did help him out.
Captain Rafa,
6.
big.
And then there's just a few 5 and 4 pointers here. Gyökeres made his bench. Antonio Silva made his bench. Teo Araujo made his bench, and Mateus as well. But I've got a new first place in Danny.
First time
Let's take a look. 15th in Canada. Just putting that out there.
Bro, sicko mode. Sicko mode.
I will say one thing. I've dropped Murita for Hulman. And Murita's been dropping like 10 out of 10 back to back.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. So you had a very good week as well. Rafa with a 14. You still had Gyökeres as captain, unfortunately, but obviously we weren't to know that he wasn't playing. Lello 8 points. So fair play to you, Danny. I really need to catch up, but for the week,
I was lucky that I had a monster week this week, which is why I need to get into any kind of contention. Eustáquio bought himself a week. About Luis just getting fucking launched to the sun. I have to do my transfers now.
Yeah. I launched him to the sun like weeks ago.
Yeah.
Mashallah, let me tell you.
I was waiting to see, and the Braga boys went off, and he was the only Braga boy to not do fuck all that game. That sealed his transfer. Eustáquio was going to be gone after this week, but he gave himself a week. So
with Braga, bro, I want to put more Braga players in my team, but they're also expensive.
That's the thing. They're pricey, so you gotta play. You gotta do some shenanigans. Like I had to do shenanigans at Di Maria on the bench. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do some shenanigans with the Belgian to see who I can get at striker.
I feel like I might just get rid of all the Benfica players or Porto players for this week because I think I've got 2 free transfers to use, and I feel like maybe
I think I might have
use the wild card.
More.
I think I might have to.
You could.
But to me, Rafa is just an automatic start.
Yeah, Rafa's the guy you want on your team. Like that's
or Di Maria, but now he's injured.
That's the thing. That like Rafa.
I did have Di Maria, but yeah, he didn't get any points for me.
How long is Di Maria out? Do we know?
He's old, bro. It could be a while, I hear.
Fuck! I just got him into my team. I have to. Although, if I get rid of him, I can go and get like Ricardo Horta or somebody potentially.
Yeah. And out of Braga, like that's the only guy that's always starting.
Yeah.
But we are gonna swap about Ruiz with my 1 free transfer for Bozanic. So we've gone and we still have a bit of a budget left over, which is something.
You know, I'm going to make my transfers in silence. You know, next week you're going to see me top of the table.
I still have. No. I'm public. I don't care. I'm not trying to salary cap. This isn't like NHL.
Sam just said, you know what, Rich? You know what Sam just said, bro? He said real G's move in silence like lasagna, bro.
That's what he said.
Holy.
Okay. The trick in this though is try to keep, like, if you're playing fantasy and it's salary like this or FPL, try to keep like $1 million or so in your budget at all times.
Yeah.
FPL I've been doing quite well.
I miss FPL. I fucked up this year. I didn't make an FPL team.
I didn't do FPL this year. I didn't do it. I did it last year and I gave up. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's my only problem with FPL. Like I give up and stuff. But last year I was in a money league, so it made it a bit more like enticing. I don't know, but
yeah,
fantasy.
We gotta do something like maybe not this year. Next year we gotta do like an all things Alvalade fantasy league with like the viewers. We do a giveaway. Whoever comes in first gets a shirt. That's something to do for next year maybe. So stick around.
Yeah, most definitely. What I wanted to go on to next is, don't know if it's controversial or not, but Sporting are now being sponsored, I suppose, by an app called Match Worn Shirts. And what it is, you get to bid on Match Worn shirts and signed shirts by the team. Obviously, some of them are going up to quite expensive, and all the funds go back to the club. I've seen some hate for it online. I've also seen some good things because obviously they can't do the little signs anymore saying "Please give me your shirt" or whatever. Although not sporting players, football players do wear two shirts, one in each half. So I guess they could give way at one, I suppose. But I'll start with you, Richard. What are your overall thoughts on the sponsorship with Match Worn shirts?
Well, like the money's going back to the club, I guess. Like I get it. It's a little corporate. Like it is my own thing. It's kind of like just like, I guess it's just a get rich quick kind of thing. I don't know. I don't feel bad about it like some people. I don't feel great about it. I have no real strong feelings. Like it's a little bit of extra money coming in the team. It's realistically not going to make that much of a difference financially. But
I will say at the moment, so from the Moraines game, which is when it went live, the highest bid is for a Victor Gyökeres shirt, which is at £691. And if you're outside of Portugal, you actually have to pay an extra £30 for shipping. That doesn't matter where you are, just as long as you're outside Portugal.
Fuck, that's like $1 gajillion in Canada. For that. That is a bit of a rip-off.
Down payment.
It is Match Worn and
that's a fucking month of rent in Canada. Like,
the next one up is Pedro Gonçalves.
I got bills that don't amount to that much money. Like, man.
I will say, I don't know if it's different for me, but there is like a limited edition frame signed by the whole squad shirt, which is only £382. So.
Yeah.
Somehow that's cheap.
I've gotten that on La Verde. Well, I didn't get it. My brother got it for us a few years ago on Christmas. And I think it was like, okay, this is, prior to like this crazy inflation, but it was like 100, 150 euros maybe.
That's not bad.
I will say, I'm looking at this Match Worn Paulinho shirt, £187. Still got 4 days on bid left, and that was from the game against Rio Ave.
Sam, do me a favor. What's his guy you going for, bro? I'm about to fucking.
I want to know what. Yeah, I want to know
what. Brother.
What's his guy you going for? What's the lowest?
121 is guy. I think that is the lowest. 120.
What about Adan?
Adan, for some reason, goalkeeper shirts on here. I don't know what
they know better. They know better.
Fucking no, bro! I'd wipe my ass with that after.
Actually,
one more
they give that to you for free when you buy the £1,000 shirt.
There is a joint sort of last price, like the lowest price, and that is Rodrigo Ribeiro's shirt from the Sturm Graz game. Obviously, didn't play, but it is match issued and is signed. Asua's also got one for 143 as well. So.
Wild.
That's your forte. I might bid on one, one of these days, maybe the Paulinho one, but I have to wait till payday first, definitely, to even think about it.
Get your money up.
I have an inkling that those kids will become like the next Ronaldo. Maybe I'll buy one.
If you could have like a crystal ball that would tell you like, is this worth it? Will this make me money back?
It's not really worth unless you get like one of your favorite player, or you go for like the whole squad signed one, which makes more sense. If you're just like bidding for like, for example, Rodrigo Ribéiro didn't even play against Sturm Graz. If you're buying that, then I'm
a weirdo. No offense.
Yeah, But Danny, what are your thoughts on the whole sort of thing?
I feel like it's like kind of like weird behavior of a big club to like the sponsorship is one thing, because then the way I see it is like you're getting paid, like this company is paying you for you to advertise them. They're not that well known, and then I'm assuming they keep the profit. It's just kind of weird that we keep the profit, or like it's not like a split, or maybe some of it goes to charity, especially when it's odd, bidding.
It all goes to the club. So it all no
that's what I'm saying.
All to the club.
That's really weird. So I guess for these guys, it's like the average. It's the marketing for them being associated with the club.
I'm sure they must have. There must be some sort of like fee that we pay that you don't know, like a hidden fee.
There's gotta be.
But
I'm with James. I'm with Jamesy, by the way. If I'd like to see at least a portion of something go to like a good cause.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it just doesn't seem like something
that's what most teams do when they auction off their stuff. Is it goes to like most of it goes to a charity. Like we did when I worked for the hockey team in Kingston. Like we auctioned off. We did like special edition jerseys. We auctioned some off to money went to like the local military families and stuff. And we did one that it went to like cerebral palsy or like mental health or something. Like we did like a dual thing. Like
exactly.
I like that. Like going to a worthy cause. Like I'd be happy if they were doing that, but it doesn't seem like they're doing that. So
yeah. And that's a small team from Hamilton, bro. No offense. I mean, this
from
is
Kingston. Yeah, we're a junior hockey team. We're a junior hockey team.
It's just a little weird. I don't want to be like those betuge that are on the internet saying, I don't know. I just feel it. If we're gonna claim we are a big club, which we are a big club, I think just the main criticism behind this administration when doing any of these dealings, I feel on my end at least, is that they don't treat us like a big club. They treat Sporting as something they can just cash in, and it's like you're taking all the proceeds from even Gyökeres, though. Even that shirt that we said 630 pounds, whatever it was. It's like 691. That makes exactly 691. They make like 300K on a loss in Champions League.
Mm-hmm. Like, is this really going to make that much of a difference financially? Like, okay, you've sold 2 shirts. You've probably paid like your interns for the week. Like, great. You've paid your ball boys. Like, realistically, like, is it making that much of a difference in the club's bottom line? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, maybe this is how we're paying the massive transfer fees on Gyökeres and Hjulman.
This is paying for the fucking ball boys.
This is paying for Camacho.
This is paying for the ball boys and like the water boys, man. Like, this is paying for the gas for the bus to get the Vila do Conde.
See, for me, I disagree. The only reason why I get where both you come from, but for me, I think giving an opportunity for people to get match-worn shirts that aren't in the stadium and that can't go to games is a plus. And also it stops these people from going in with the signs, which, to be fair, I don't dislike. And also stops people from getting a free shirt and posting it straight on eBay or classic football shirts, which we've seen happen many, many of times. And like, I would rather Sporting get the money than some random guy called Joao who holds a sign up for like the whole game, blocking people's views, getting a shirt and selling it on. Or a kid getting it and then their dad or their family selling the shirt that the kid got. I think it just makes it a bit better. And like I said, I'd rather get the Sporting, get the money than anyone else. And purely for selfish reasons.
You know, I guess at least you know it's an authentic shirt, right? Like, you know, you're not getting ripped off by some dipshit fan. They provide
the certificate.
The certificate. Like, at least you know it's a legit shirt. You're not getting fleeced by some dude on eBay or Etsy.
And to be fair to Sporting, there are some big clubs in here as well. Paris Saint-Germain. I see Mbappe's jersey going for like $4,000 every single time. Atletico Madrid, Tottenham. There's some big names in here. AC Milan, PSV. Okay. So there's quite a few. Napoli. There's quite a few that like we would consider big clubs. Roma as well. So maybe if you're not even a Sporting fan, maybe you're a fan of one team that just read out, maybe go check a look. But definitely do not look at PSG's because my God, those are going for crazy.
One Kylian Mbappe shirt could have paid for like a whole year of college for me.
One Kylian Mbappe shirt against Olympique Marseille sold for £3,252.
which
Match
in
worn and
which in
signed.
Canadian dollars would have just about paid for a whole year of tuition for me. By the way, I just want to put that out in the open. My tuition was like $2,700 or something, like a semester.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
Ugarte's PSG jersey is on here as well for £216, and I'm pretty sure Benfica also are with this
With these
match
guys
worn.
as well.
Because I remember us seeing it last year. I don't know if it's still the same. Let me just type it in.
I feel like you're probably right. I feel like I do.
Yeah,
remember
Benfica do. From the last game against Salzburg, the most expensive one was Di Maria, gone for £861.
Yeah.
A few others here as well.
I'm looking at an Ugarte PSG jersey going for 1,005, basically 1,600 American. But it's going to Korea, or went to Korea.
Oh,
but
wow.
this was
Okay.
proceeds go to charity. Oh, interesting.
But yeah, it's just definitely just not a sporting thing. Like there are some big clubs in here that do it as well. There's also like other sports like rugby and I think cycling as well. They give away some of the stuff in there. So maybe if you're, I don't know, just a fan of football in general, might be that up your street. But
I guess if you're like a really like nerdy kit collector, you might see something that you're like, fuck it, I want something cool to display in the room.
Just like me. Just like me.
We're all kit guys. Like I the one I wear different. I don't even wear sporting crap on this show half the time. I wear like all kinds of stuff. This is Gaio's
$315.
$315 US. What's that in Canadian, Danny? Because I think it's like $1.20 exchange on US.
Yeah, it's gonna be like $350 around there.
Yeah, give or take a few bucks.
But from what I can see as well, from buying the shirt, well, especially like for one I saw already, which was this guy 121, to get a full shirt from Loja Verde with like customization, it's probably about the same
like
price.
125.
So I mean,
yeah,
could be worth getting a signed shirt for less than
I guess.
Price.
Danny, go bid on that Ishgaya one. Go bid like 122.
No, you can't do just pass before the minimum. I guess there's like a minimum on every. All
right, well, just do whatever. Like just about do $1 above the minimum. Price is right though. see if you can game the system a bit.
We do have some Twitter questions we get into, and then I guess we can wrap it up there. It's not been, in terms of news, there's not been too much that's gone on.
Futsal one. That's the only other news thing. I know futsal one. I watched a bit of the game.
Nuno Gabriel, shout out to Nuno, asked, do you guys think it was a bad idea to rotate the squad as much as we did for the Europa League game? It was a close call, we almost blew it. Richard, I'll get on to you. What do you think?
No, it's a long, you play like 30-some games in the league alone, like 34 games. You're going to play a minimum 6 games in Europa. You're probably going to get a few cup games. You got to rotate the team a bit. If you're going to rotate them, this was the game to do it. Like an opponent that was very beatable, at least on paper and whatnot. I expect when they play Atlanta to be a bit more at full strength. This wasn't even like on paper as a rotated team. Wasn't like a bad team. It wasn't like he played a bunch of scrubs. It was just guys that had
all that much either.
No, it was like a couple guys here and there. Like Paulinho shifted out.
Mateus Reis played. Mateus Reis and Braganza.
Ishgayu came in, and Ishgayu came in
for Jenny. Or Jenny came in for Ishgayu. So it's
so there wasn't
Trincão for Pot. That's about it.
It wasn't that heavily a rotated team. It wasn't like he put out like a bunch of B team guys and like reserve players and stuff. He put out like a relatively full strength team. Like they played a tough team. Like let's not.
Yeah, exactly.
There's very few scrubs in European football, like at this level in this day and age. There's very few easy games in the Champions League and the Europa League and whatnot. So they got a decent team. Like credit to Sturm Graz. Like they're not an easy game. We stole points away from home, which is always a bonus. Now we have to play them at home, which gives you confidence to get at least another 3 points at home. But the next game's Atlanta, I would expect a mostly full strength team. It just depends on their form going into the game, who's playing well and who's not.
Yeah, fair, most definitely. I 100% agree. Dan, I'll give the next one to you. If Diamonde is hurting out for a bit, who do you think should replace him at the back since St. Just is still missing?
I have no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea.
That's why I mean, I know.
Like It
So
has to be
your
Neto.
options are Neto, Mateus Reis, Eduardo Quaresma, or potentially Jean Muniz, or maybe you move Aziz-Gaio to centre back or something like that. I don't know.
Yikes.
No, you
No,
can't
you
do
don't
center
do
back.
that.
No,
You don't do that. You
it
play a
has
nat-
to
You have
be.
enough natural center backs. You can throw a guy in.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Chico
And
Lambert's
even-
still there as well. He was
and
just called up
even-
to training last week.
True. I mean, even to that point, Richard, I'm not even gonna go. I think the best. It has to be Mateus Reis.
I think so. I
Inasu's
think it
played
might be
on-
Mateus Reis.
Inasu played on the right enough times in the last few years to do a job that I think it's still he's still great. So he'll play on the right, Mateus Reis on the left, and then Quach in the middle. It has to be that. I don't see what else it can be. It can't be not for the full 90. It can't be Neto.
No,
So
I can
that's
see
my-
Neto playing like a half, but that's it.
30 minutes, 20 minutes, yeah. But
Yeah,
I would like to see Quaresma, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I feel
that's
like
what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I
it's
don't think
going to be
Quaresma's the
Mateus
player.
Reis. But I
Yeah.
think Quaresma should leapfrog Neto
Yeah.
in starting.
In the
in
depth
my
chart,
opinion.
yes.
But he doesn't even leapfrog Neto in the bench. So it's like, how are we expecting him to start? He was on the bench for Europa League at least, but I
Yeah.
don't know. The one thing I don't understand is we played him so much in preseason, just for him to not make our bench.
At
Are we
right back
not-
as well. We
Yeah.
gave him a shot at right back, and then Jenny came in and was
It was like
okay.
Which is fair,
He was
but
what he
even
was.
at right center back, I don't think he played all that bad for us to not even have him on the bench.
Yeah, I just think it's just probably just lack of depth, and we've got so many backup guys now. Like technically, Edwards is a backup guy, Trincao is a backup guy,
like
Brigant's a backup guy.
they have a lot of rotation. They have a lot of guys they can rotate in and out at will, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah, not a bad problem at all.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough. And then there is one more question, I believe, which I will take. Matthias says, I don't have the game, but apparently ESE is dissing us. No Jose Alvalade Stadium, no third kit. Didn't we get a sponsor split? There's no difference with the last FIFA. So from what I know, it will either come in an update or it will be next year.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Because the same thing happened with like Porto and Benfica, where they didn't get everything right away. They got it like almost in stages.
I think what it means is for, like Ultimate Team, just that Sporting will get more players in like the promos and stuff. So they'll just get better cards. And then I think next year is when they do everything else. I think it will be next year only because is it the Women's Champions League next year is in the Alvalade?
Is it the Alvalade? So that would make sense for them to do it.
Especially because the EAFC or FIFA have gone so heavily with the sort of women's aspect side of things this year.
They're really pushing more of the women's stuff, which is good to see.
I like it.
I like it. I'm a fan. I think it's cool. I really wish they focus on stuff outside of Europe. That's my only criticism of the game.
With the Saudi League, I think it's coming. They've had the rights for the Saudi League for forever, though, too.
They've had
Al Nassr and Al Hilal and all.
I want more stuff outside. Like I want like a proper give me the Brazilian league. Like give me more South America. Give me more like CONCACAF stuff. Like
you're not getting the Brazilian league, brother. You
Let
had the Brazilian league.
Let me dream.
You had the Brazilian league, but they're not willing to sell their rights to FIFA anymore. That's why you have these auto-gen players in there.
I know, it's all fucking bots. It's like playing PES back in the day. It's all bot players. Like,
it's like they have the Copa Libertadores, but just no Brazil.
Like half the teams are like they have the kits and the logos and stuff. Half of them are fucking AI bot players. Like it's like playing the old NCAA football games. It's just like player one. Like it's fucking brutal. Let a man dream. Let me dream. Yeah. Let me live.
Listen, I'm with you. I would love that shit too, but
yeah, they don't. That's the thing. Like I haven't played the game yet. I love FIFA/EAFC. It's the one game I get every year. But man, football exists outside of Europe, man. There's a lot of fun. Yeah. There's a lot of fun to be had outside of Europe with the game. You know, we need more of that.
I'm just saying, if you guys get it this year, Pro Clubs is crossplay. So
I've heard about this.
If I get it, it's only for pro clubs. I miss pro clubs. That shit in high school.
Pro clubs is hilarious. It's so when it's fun, it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys do get it, we should run some pro clubs.
You'll never see a more dedicated Cam than right here.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm more of a. I usually play any to be fair. That's
Oh,
me.
Pez.
That's fine. I don't want the.
Oh no,
I don't
no,
want
on
any.
pro clubs on I'm the any
Oh.
usually.
Oh yeah,
That's-
good. I don't want that, Brandon.
Yeah,
You go ahead.
fair.
I don't like to boast, but I'll say out of my friendship group, I'm the best FIFA player. But you know,
I'm
like
trash.
I said, I'm not boasting.
I used to be good. I've been passed by. Like I play
I'm
against
like-
my
I'm a
cousin. I
decent
play against my cousin, and he just fucking wipes me. I'm like, man. I remember I used to be the one who beat the old guy. Now I'm the old guy getting my ass whooped by some fucking teenager. Life comes at you fast.
To me, it's
Yeah.
like if I'm not ball rolling, like I'm not doing anything techie, bro. I'm ball rolling, passing it. That's it.
I'm all
But it
I'm all
works.
passing.
It
I'm
gets
all
it's
passing.
the fundamentals. It's fundamental. But ball roll, pass it, sprint, get a pacey winger in there.
And
I
just
can
go.
I can handle my own decent defense. But other than that, I'm trash.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But
If
I'm
you do like
FM anyways. Fuck EAFC. Shout out Pez. FM is where I'm at, bro. I can't wait for FM 24. Sam, I know you're with me.
yeah, no, 100%.
You're with me there.
I'll be there. I'm doing a sporting save this year, like a long one, because I've not done one
Nice.
in a while.
We gotta do it, and
Yeah,
you're
there.
putting that. I hope that goes up on one of the either the Semfo Second channel or even on the All Things Alvalade.
I was just gonna say, if
Or
you're
maybe-
interested in EFC videos, come to my channel.
we might be able
Let's go.
to do some stuff. Just saying, team.
Yeah, but definitely when the new FM comes out, I'll be looking towards that. Maybe even career mode stuff on EFC. But to be honest, it's exactly the same as it has been for the last 6, 7 years.
Still something fun to attempt though. Like if you're like I like career mode. I always do a deep 1 or 2 deep career modes. So
Yeah, I've not done one in a while, to be fair. But I'm just more on Ultimate Team.
the longest one I had was when it was during COVID. It was 2021, which happened to be that year we won the league. I ended up getting like a 6 years deep with that sporting team. I was just fucking dominating.
In FM, this is the longest I've done. I just won the league with Dortmund in 2031.
Yeah.
But I'm like I started off at York FC or York United, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Then I went to Minnesota. Then I went
MLS.
to Heerenveen. Then I went to PAOK.
Great.
Dominated the Greek league.
Yeah.
And then I've been struggling in Dortmund for the last 3 years until
Germany's a top league. Germany's a competitive league outside of Bayern.
It's not even tough. It's just I have to fucking try to beat Bayern.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a brutal, like it's everybody. It's Bayern than everybody else. Good man.
But yeah, for me, it was this year. I've done one with Mangual, which is where my family are from.
Yeah.
Got to 2031, got promoted from like back to back to back. I got to the second league, won the playoff places on penalties, so I went to the league. Finished like mid-table 3 years or 2 years in a row. Got to the Conference League. I think got knocked out in the semi-final, but won the Taça de Portugal, which put me in the Europa League, which I won the season after. I think I was in 2031, 2032.
Wow.
But I've just to be honest, I completely forgot about it. But maybe it's one you could transfer saves over to the next one. Maybe it's one.
It might allow you. Yeah, that might be one to pick back up.
But yeah, I guess other than that, there's not much else to cover. I think we've hit everything unless you guys can think of anything else.
I know futsal won. That's it. They won. There's not again. Lily Dodgers are still kind of slow. They're all in preseason. They're all just wrapping up preseason. So, but we will when Lily Dodgers really get rolling. I didn't see the controversy. What happened?
It was what's his name?
Oh, Kavinaku. Yeah.
We mutually terminated his contract.
Yes,
he's pulling the Paul Pogba on T.
Paul Pogba got like a 3-year ban or something crazy, didn't he? Like something
not yet.
ridiculous.
He's gonna go to sports. It's threatening.
He's gonna appeal to the court of arbitration.
Yeah, he won't get it.
I'm just saying, it's not sporting related, but since we've been live, Osimhen at Napoli has deleted everything Napoli related from his Instagram because apparently Napoli's TikTok account posted something racist about him. So apparently he's gonna sue Napoli. I've just caught a notification.
Wow.
So that might be
we're
one
to go to Twitter after this and see what the hell they put because the internet works hard.
Yeah, Fabrizio Romano tweeted the link. I've not seen it yet, but
I'll have to take a look after. That's wild. Come to sport.
Yeah,
go on, Victor.
Yeah, Gyökeres and Osimhen up front, the two victors.
Vitor squared.
Manchester United or Chelsea are about to ruin him, bro. One of those two are buying him.
Nah, Real Madrid.
you already
Real Madrid.
know.
Madrid?
If he can rescind for like something like that, which I assume he probably could rescind his contract. Real Madrid only have Joselu up front. Surely they've got.
That's a good.
No disrespect to Joselu because I do like Joselu, but not Real Madrid.
I think they.
Yeah.
I lost you guys,
Wild,
but yeah,
wild.
I think they gave up on Mbappe for sure. So yeah, that makes sense.
Until Mbappe throws a little hissy fit again next summer, we do this all again.
You know, PSG have had an awful start, so it probably will be like in the next few weeks, if not.
Are they not still like first place somehow though? Like I swear to God, who's in first?
I think Lille is in first.
Oh my God, Jonathan David, let's go.
I think that was.
I don't know.
Guess,
Yeah.
I think.
It is not. It is Brest.
I know it's not. I know it's not Lyon.
No, Lyon's been
followed
shit. I thought it was Marseille, but then Marseille did lose to them
Marseille
this week.
by PSG. It's Brest followed
My
by
God.
Nice.
Boys, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Go on.
My favorite team in France.
Brest. Yeah. Followed by Nice. If only it could have been
Brest.
Nice then Brest.
I wish it was nice Brest, you know?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Brest nice.
We
But
were so close.
hear me out. This is grade 9 French here. In French, just like in Portuguese, the sentence structures are opposite from English. So when we would say nice breast, in French it would be breast nice. So viva la révolution.
We are fucking guys don't grow up, we just grow old. We're fucking children. Like genuinely. So
I was just gonna say on that note, you can follow.
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. It's fucking we're getting into shambles territory now on this show. We've run out of shit to say.
You can follow Danny Saldana down there. You can also follow Richard down there. Of course, you can follow myself here as well. And also, Chris couldn't make it today. You can follow him here. But of course, most importantly, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Everywhere you get your podcast, we should be. Also, watch videos on YouTube, subscribe there as well. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in a few days. For some reason, not let me scroll down on the banners list. I don't know if anyone else has access to it that can roll the outro. But
I don't have access to it. We'll figure it out.
We'll do it. Hold on.
But yeah, But other than that, thank you all for watching. Peace.